Out at the Chiller North, week 2 of really outstanding high-level hockey here at the Cap City Summer Elite Hockey League. With a lot of NHL stars and a lot of players from the Columbus area, both in the NHL and at other levels of professional college hockey. Should be a great afternoon, and of course it's open to the fans, and they come out and are really enjoying getting an opportunity to watch active NHL hockey players during the summer. Greg Franke along with Ryan Dietrich in a very successful opening week last week.
We had a wild first week here at the Chiller North. Probably 200 to 300 fans, a lot of kids in the building, which is what you want at this kind of thing. It's all about growing the game of hockey here around the Columbus metro area. And not only that, we had some very, very exciting hockey going on. One of the games went into overtime as Blade Tech ended up beating High Banks Distillery 13-12 in an overtime sudden death. Gus Nyquist with the game winner there, a name we're all familiar with here. And then Battery Hockey Academy really took it to the local guys in 614 hockey, winning that game 17-8. A little more lopsided there in the second half. And they will we'll show you the standings here of what's going on and a quick little breakdown. For a regulation win, you get 3 points. An overtime win, you get 2 points. Overtime loss, 1 point. Regulation loss, 0 points. And lo and behold, we had one of each of those last week, so it makes it nice and easy. And the Battery Hockey Academy, located right here in Columbus, leading the way with 3 points after week 1.
It was a really big day in Columbus last week. You had the opening of the Cap City Summer Elite League the same day the Stanley Cup visited Columbus, and there was a huge crowd there as Columbus native Misha Donskoff won the Stanley Cup as an assistant coach for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. There was a huge crowd there, and as you mentioned, these are the sorts of things that really build up hockey in Columbus. And as you see, for 20 years, once the state high school tournament was played at Nationwide Arena. It took that long for a Columbus team to get to the finals, but they won it, and they've been among the stronger teams in that tournament. And I think that's very reflective of this sort of thing helping to grow the game of hockey in this area.
Yeah, it really is. There's, as you mentioned earlier, you know, some of the pros that have their roots here, grew up here. We mentioned the Battery Hockey Academy. Joey Nahe, one of the 4 management for the Cap City Summer Elite League. He's the co-owner of that, so, you know, right here getting kids trained and ready to go. And as always, a big shout-out to the Chiller North and the facilities that the Chiller Rinks operate. A great facility to set up in. We appreciate their staff and everything they do, helping getting this going. And here we are, just week 2, and I bet there's already 200 people in here. And once again, for people in the Columbus area, this is a free event. A great thing to do on a hot summer day. It's a Tuesday afternoon. Bring the kids out, sort of some free, high-quality hockey. As you can see, a little bit of Canada as well as the company Blade Tech coming down from Toronto. Met with the owner, Anthony Mora, last week. Some really exciting stuff about Blade Tech and what they're doing. So it's nice that we're even crossing borders, you know, a little bit of international play. So really helping broaden the reach of the game.
Yeah, we'll have players from Sweden and Finland that we're going to get to watch too here. And summer hockey is a lot different than hockey during the season. It's mostly just to keep your skills sharp and keep your conditioning up. There was a time when hockey players didn't really do much in the way of conditioning in the off season. It was more time to lay back and play golf. Although you have to be in shape to be a good golfer, as you can attest, but I think it was just more relaxation back in the day. But taking a look at, there's no body checking, there's no physical play that way, and as you said, 13-12 final score. And the exciting thing about that is, though, these guys have tremendous skills, and because of the rules and because of the nature of summer hockey, we're going to get to see a lot of those skills on display, maybe to a greater degree than we see when we watch in the National Hockey League. It's going to be a real offensive-oriented kind of game.
Absolutely. Last week, rolling 3-on-3. This week should be that same format. We're going to continue to build the rosters as the season moves on. But you mentioned it. This is the first time these guys are getting back on the ice, getting back on skates. This is high-level stuff. We don't want anybody getting hurt. This isn't about injuries. This is just an organized, fun kind of summer league for these guys. And the beauty is that there's so much support around the Columbus area that we're able to do something like this. So you will see 3-on-3 today. There is no contact, as Greg mentioned. It's a 2 25-minute halves. No periods today, so just 2 25-minute halves. It's a running clock. They only stop the clock in the final 2 minutes of each half. And again, on penalties, if there are penalties, there was only one last week. These guys are playing pretty easy. But if there is one penalty, they run a jailbreak-style penalty shot, which means everybody kind of holds back to the blue line. One guy takes the puck, gets his one-on-one penalty shot. If that is rebounded, the puck is live, and they go from there. So it's just one more thing to keep the pace going and keep the excitement up. So you're going to see a ton of goals. I mean, last week we had 25 and 25 goals scored in each one. So a nice 50 here in just, short 2 hours of hockey.
And that's a great job of building a sculpture there with the pucks. This got to be exciting for the youngsters to be down there on the bench with active NHL pros or some recently retired NHL players, and for the players that are playing in the college level, for the players that are playing in the lower professional levels, this is going to be a great thing for them too, to be on the ice and really play with and get a firsthand look at really where they have to get, maybe in developing certain skills. And I think it'll help develop their game being on the ice with players of this caliber.
Yeah, you bet. And you can see over there in the far corner of that shot, that's right where the players are going to come out. So all the youngsters are over there kind of lined up, waiting to handshake and high five some of their favorite pro athletes, right up in person.
How many times do they get a chance to see them up close like that?
Yeah, not too often. I know there were a few autographs signed last week even, but it's just cool to see them up close in person. It makes it much more fun and intimate for these players. I can remember as a kid going over and watching the Denver Broncos, some of their spring practices over at Dove Mountain back as a kid, and that's, I really just enjoyed it. It's a cool experience. So,
unsurprisingly, a lot of as we see again, some youngsters are going to get quite a thrill coming out onto the ice here. A lot of the players, not coincidentally, from the National Hockey League or from the Columbus Blue Jackets, are a number of players that are maybe no longer with the Blue Jackets but were there for many years and amassed quite a following when they were here. And I think it's the kind of thing that if this is as successful as is envisioned, this will probably become the norm, I would think. As a lot of the other organizations in the National Hockey League will see the benefit of it. I think in the past there might have been real concerns about injuries, like you said. You got however many millions of dollars of talent that are going to be on the ice, and it can make an owner cringe at the thought of something happening. But the realization that you have to keep in shape to play hockey year-round, it's not something where you just take the summer off and work your way into shape at camp the way it used to be. I think there's a realization that there needs to be this sort of thing to help the players do that. And you can get hurt walking across the street. So I think that with the rules that are in place to limit the contact and so forth, you really lessen that likelihood. But you need to do that in order to keep the players in peak playing performance condition when the season starts. And I think it's going to be successful commercially, too. And as soon as the different organizations start to realize that, we're going to see this all over, I think.
Yeah, and for those out there, they have Cap City Summer Elite League has an online presence and a social media presence as well. You can find this stream on capcityelite.com. They've got updated rosters week to week. Since these are fluid rosters, you can find the updated rosters on capcityelite.com. And then I also recommend following them on Instagram, capcity_summer_elite league. Lots of really cool shots, photos there. And as well, this stream is brought to you by Yamo Sports. And a big shout out to our director, Adam Dell, and everybody behind the desk and cameras that we've got going here today. Experience the thrill of the game with Yamo Sports. Live stream hockey, soccer, and more directly to your device. Connect with the action at yamomedia.com or email us at yamomedia614@gmail.com. Yamo Sports, your world of sports live and on demand. Once again, big shout out to all the camera crew here today, and Adam Dell, our director, putting in the hard work to get this thing set up.
Well, taking a look at some of the players that we're going to be watching today from the National Hockey League and the Columbus Blue Jackets, of course, Sean Corrali and Jack Roslovic. It's Jack Roslovic right from Columbus. And Patrick Laine is going to play this week, so it'll be the fans' first opportunity to look at him, the Finnish product who has had a tremendous season. He's just tremendous career. He's just a couple of goals short of 200 for his NHL career. So great presence of Columbus Blue Jackets. And then, of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes, very well known in the area, too. And they've got Stephen Halliday, John Larkin, and Nate McBrayer from the Buckeyes. And then on the other side for High Bank Distillery, we've got Carson Meyer from Columbus, Kiefer Sherwood from Nashville. Get our first opportunity to take a look at him in these Summer Elite games. Justin Richards from Buffalo, and Dalton Messina, who's made a great impression, an outstanding player also for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So a very, very strong Columbus representation here, as you would expect.
Yeah, the Buckeye boys got it done last week, and it is cool that they can wear their collegiate helmets out here so you can recognize them pretty instantly. You mentioned Dalton Messina. Big impact last week. He had 2 goals and 4 assists. And then Scooter Bricky, who we're going to see a little bit later. He's playing for Blade Tech. But Scooter Bricky, the big-body defenseman, he had a big impact. He didn't log any goals, but he sure made his presence known.
And those physical guys, they love to play in games like this. They can try to play a little offense once in a while.
Yeah, definitely a little change of pace there. But as you mentioned, we're going to have 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 Ohio State Buckeyes just here in this first game. So it's going to be very cool. And they've got the ice scraped. We've got just a few minutes. We're anxiously waiting for the players to take the ice. We should be getting underway here any moment live from the Chiller North.
Some of the other programs represented, and Zach Tyson playing professional hockey in France. And they have high-level hockey over there because a lot of players from Canada and the United States will go over and play in Europe. We've got one of the junior leagues represented, the North American Hockey League, which is probably the top junior league in the United States. You've got a lot of the top Canadian junior leagues. The British Columbia Hockey League will be represented in this game by Hayden Stavroff from Salmon Arm. We've got NCAA teams from all levels, of course, Division I with Ohio State and other Division I teams, but you've also got the lower level Division II and III in the NCAA, which is a very high level of hockey. In fact, Ayo Adenye from Adrian College, they're Division III. They're the Division III national champions, and they have an outstanding program. So every single player that you're going to see out here is an elite level hockey player. No question about it.
Yeah,
and quite likely a lot of the ones that are playing outside of the ranks of the NHL players will end up being in the NHL and probably back playing here as NHL players someday.
And there you go in the bright pink. We've got 614 in the loudest sweaters of the summer taking the ice here. Yeah, you mentioned it. Another cool thing is all the international experience that these guys get can really help coach and mentor these young kids, from here in Columbus that, exposes them to some of that high-level hockey.
You talk about the players that are playing in the juniors. What an opportunity it is for them to be out here on the ice against, for them it would be a step up to play against the Division I college players, and now they're going to be playing against NHLers. And inside, I'm sure they're as thrilled as a lot of these fans are that are watching them, and to actually be on the ice playing with and against players of that caliber has got to be a very memorable thing for them. There's a lot of your players that play in the high-level junior ranks, and they'll go on to play college at some level, but a lot of them won't make the National Hockey League, and a chance to be on the ice and playing against those kind of players, that's definitely going to be not only something to improve their game, but something they'll never forget.
Absolutely. Yeah, coming on now in the white sweaters, the black trim, High Banks Distillery.
Their jerseys might be a little less artistic, but on the other hand, they'll be easier to read, so that'll be good.
A little more traditional. And yeah, I was talking to Matt Pfeffer, the owner of 614 Hockey. Obviously sponsor of the team, but then they do all the apparel. So if you go to 614hockey.com, you can find a lot of this Cap City Summer Elite League gear. But he mentioned that. He said, it's summer. We're trying to have fun. Let's take that and translate it into our sweaters. Let's keep it loud. Let's keep it lively. Sort of a Miami Vice kind of look to it, I suppose. But cool.
So there's a 5-minute warm-up, which is now 4 minutes. And then we'll get things going. The goalkeepers for 614, Grant Adams from St. Lawrence University. It's a Division I university right there at the border with Quebec up in upstate New York. There he is taking his warm-up shots. He had 32 saves last week. And, for the goalies, this is probably the best workout of any of them because the shots they're going to get are going to be probably more challenging than they would get in an NHL game. And it'll be a great workout, a great chance for them to work on a lot of things. They'll be under heavy fire, unlike the other players where they're playing with no contact and that sort of thing.
Yep.
But for the goalies, it's a real workout. And Trey Miller from State University of New York, Canton, another NCAA program, he'll be in the nets for High Bank Distillery.
Yeah.
I'm sure they made a lot of circus saves last week.
They did, and this is Trey Miller's first week here in the Cap City Summer Elite League. And I will mention that Mr. Grant Adams, last week, he played with the Battery Hockey Academy. So he's swapping sides this week. And again, we mentioned that's kind of the fluid roster management they have. It's summertime. These guys got things going on. So, which is another cool part of it. You get, play chances and opportunities to play with a lot of different guys.
See the Whiskey Warriors jersey there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the only team name we've got so far is the actual Whiskey Warriors. I don't know if those are available online. If they are, they're probably sold out. That seems like a favorite to me. And as I mentioned earlier, check out 614hockey.com. Just a little over 2 minutes here remaining in the warm-up as we got a couple of the Buckeye boys right in front of us. Mick Brayer and Dalton Messina.
Yeah, with their scarlet and gray helmets and the Buckeyes that they get, just like the football team, for when they make good plays. So they'll be very easy to distinguish out on the ice.
Yeah, that's an awfully cool tradition and a lot of pride they get to wearing those helmets on the ice with these big boys. The stands are packed. We've got a big crowd in the house tonight. It'll be very cool. I see a lot of Laine jerseys walking by. I think there's some excited fans in the house.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of paraphernalia with the names of the players that we're going to be watching here today, and a lot of other players too, as the fans showing off their favorites. And you see this is a rather low-key warm-up. They're not going through the paces like they would normally go through before the game. They're just getting loosened up and ready to play. And they do that a lot. The players during the off-season, they might get some guys together, the ones that are in town, and they'll scrimmage and things like that. And fans would love to watch that, so why not open it up to a huge crowd? And I'm sure that will get the players going a little bit too.
There's the man of the hour, Patrick Laine, rocking the number 29. Curious to see what the players think of this hot pink they're wearing. Probably nice to switch it up a little bit.
Last year, Patrick Laine got 22 goals, 30 assists for 52 points in 55 games. And in today's NHL, and it's becoming a little bit more offensive-oriented maybe than it had been for a long time, but if you're scoring a point a game, that's very, very productive. And he comes from Tampere, Finland. And, of course, a lot of the most talented players in the NHL come from Europe, and I'm sure he's going to put on the dangle for us more than once here today.
Well, I know there's some competition that these guys will have between each other, especially with Carson Meyer on the opposite side.
Well, we were talking about the high-flying scoring from last week. Let's take a look at some of the highlights, and you remember this action.
Yeah, this was pretty wild. As you can see, score just keeps jumping up right there. There's Highbanks knocking in a couple. There's Carson Meyer, the 72, a nice, easy backhander, making it look pretty quick. And here, another Columbus guy, Kiefer Sherwood, playing with the Nashville Predators this season. His first week here in the CCSEL.
He's played with Anaheim, Colorado, as well as Nashville. He's got 19 games in the NHL, 31 points, 14 goals. He's played with the U.S. National Development Team, which is an outstanding aggregation of the top players in the United States. And he played for the Youngstown Phantoms in junior, the Miami Redhawks, where he had an outstanding career. You see the ceremonial face-off taking place.
It's a good opportunity for these two youngsters. That'll be a memorable moment for them here in the CBJ Cannon jerseys. As you've got Roslovic and Carson Meyer out there. Fist bumps all around. And we're just about underway. Warm-ups are over. We should have our first three on.
You noticed in those highlights that a lot of times the forwards, knowing that they're not going to be hit, they can really make some excellent moves and be very tough to stop. And you saw a lot of real close-in shots on the goalkeepers, and we're probably going to see a lot of that as well. Roslovic and Richards, two NHLers facing off. Richards from Buffalo. He hails from Orlando, Florida. He's played 3 games in his NHL career. Certainly going to be a lot more in the future, but he got 2 assists in those 3 games. And, of course, Roslovic, a local hero. And he got 45 points and 22 goals in 77 games last year. Or rather, 11 goals and 33 assists. So here we go. We're underway with the hockey game, and right off the bat, High Bank controlling it. And Carson Meyer moving in with a shot, and that one is off the blocker. And the first save of many, I'm sure. Wide open in front, and the pass just could not find found Justin Richards, but he couldn't control it. Now Laine back the other way, trying to make a move wide, but he was just checked on the play and into the corner. And they get it right back out, a centering pass. And you'll see him cycling around in the offensive zone, looking for plays to make right out in front. And there's a shot that was knocked aside. Nate McBrayer getting that attempt. Now it's Richards back with a drop pass, moving in, and that shot was fired wide by Kiefer Sherwood. Sherwood, you can see some of his Nashville regalia. He got the puck back and scored. So it didn't take him long to hit the scoreboard in his first week of competition.
Yeah, excellent look by Sherwood there, and good patience to stay on the far side, waiting for that extra pass as they sneak one by Grant Adams. And they had just over a minute in, first goal.
It was close checking hockey there for that first minute and 15 seconds. We'll see if that continues. And now back come 6-1-4. There's McBrayer making some good moves, twisting his way in over the blue line. Dropped it off, couldn't get a shot, put it out in front, and just misconnecting again with McBrayer. And back they come down the ice in the other direction. This is Dalton Messina from the Ohio State Buckeyes. He's controlling it, signaling that he wants Braden Clark to cut behind him. He took a short side shot, knocked down, right out in front, up high, shot, goal. And that one is counted by Hayden Stavroff from Salmon Arm in the British Columbia Hockey League.
Quick goal.
He's evened it up.
Quick goal. He'd only been on the ice about 45 seconds and knocks one in already. They're making Grant Adams work for it in the net. You mentioned that fluid cycling motion really creates good opportunities for goal scoring.
And so that's goal number 2 very quickly for High Bank. And here they come again on the attack. A good cross-rink pass. And Braden Clark holding on, waiting for help. Then he got the puck back, shot it wide. And they control it along the boards. This is Mason LaBelle. Carry it out over the blue line. And for a minute I thought, hey, they're playing 2 halves. Maybe they're just playing 2 halves of the ice with no blue line. But no, they are calling the traditional offside. LaBelle was kind of smiling, so I forgot about the blue line there.
Yeah, a little late on the whistle. That's the way this game's going to go today.
Mason LaBelle plays for Anchorage in the North American Hockey League. Of course, they have Alaska Anchorage in the NCAA program out there. And now they come back in control, and that's a good move by Halliday, Stephen Halliday from Ohio State. Put that puck between his skates kind of craftily out to center ice. Here's O'Flynn with a breakaway, but the defenseman got back in a hurry and forced him to give up possession. He actually knocked that puck out of the air with his stick and set himself up to go in alone, but might have slowed him down just a bit.
Yeah, O'Flynn showed some magic last week. No goal scored, but he did have a couple of really crafty assists.
And he almost pulled the string there.
So yeah, keep an eye on him.
Plays for Chippewa, the North American Hockey League. Here's a 2-on-1 for 6-1-4. A cross shot goal, a roofer. And that gets 6-1-4 on the board as Roslovic, the Columbus Blue Jacket, Columbus native, gets the fans a reason to cheer. Look how set he was for the shot before the puck even arrived.
Yep, he knew it was coming, took that stance, and just sat and waited for it. Good work by Jack Roslovic.
And that bodes well for the upcoming season.
You betcha.
Now skating in over the line, it's Roslovic again. Put it into the deep slot. The shot dinged off the far post. Of course, the fans love the 3-on-3 overtime in the NHL, so now they get it for the whole game.
You bet this is exactly what you want. I mean, we're already at 2-1 in just under 5 minutes. One off the crossbar there.
And the 6-1-4 team controlling the puck. They throw it in front. Can't quite get a shot off. Roslovic kept it in the zone, dumped it into the far corner.
Good stick by Sherwood there.
And playing some defense, sprawling down on the ice, knocked the puck away. Roslovic's got it again. Backhander, and that one just went wide as the save was made by Trey Miller. I think he got a pad on it, helped it go wide. Pass by Corrali. Now into the far side for Roslovic. You can see these guys are used to playing with each other in soccer style to go and use the keeper as they make a line change.
Yep. Yeah, take a little break here because they are. This is just wind sprints for them back and forth.
You can see this will help keep your conditioning up.
That's
corner of the puck stolen. Almost getting control, but out comes 6-1-4 on the break. But a good back-checking job. There is a little defense, but he got it back, and he went between the skates. And the save made, but a little bit of magic there displayed by Hayden Stavroff. Shot, another save on the other end of the ice by Grant Adams. And back comes 6-1-4 again. It's a 2-on-1. On the right side, pulling up, backhand shot, and not really a strong effort there. He had that 2-on-1. I think he thought he would try to cross him up and go in himself.
Yeah, Stavroff maybe playing a little hesitation there, fakes the pass and tries to take it in off kind of a little changeup in the crease, but yeah, Stone. And here's a great save. This will be by Granite.
Zach Tyson is open on the left side. It's back to live action.
Yeah.
He's playing on the left side. And now it is Braden Clark pulling off with a good pass across to Richards. Richards cuts in front, backhander, and a fine save there made by Grant Adams with his right pad. They shoot it down, but needless to say, there's no icing. They'll just keep right on going.
And yeah, that's the only way these guys can get a line change. Dump the puck and swap out.
Braden Clark with a drop pass to Noah Holt. Holt got cut off in the corner, and a pass out to the far side where it's skated down by Ryan Ginger. He drops it back. Good pass in front, three-way passing play, and a save there by Trey Miller off that shot.
Great work.
Right in front of the goal by John Larkin from Ohio State.
It was great work by Larkin to create some space and just slide across. You can see him on the right side of your screen there, wide open. Goes to the empty zone. Excellent opportunity.
Now, while you're playing here, it doesn't hurt to remember some defensive fundamentals. They had three guys playing against two and two guys going after the puck carrier. That left Larkin wide open. So it's not against the rules to play defensive fundamentals. In over the line, drop pass back. Back to the attack. That was an impossible angle shot. Save, and it serves as a breakout pass. And back they come. This is McBrayer. Has already scored one goal. Cut in front. Just lost control. Now we're going to have a breakaway in the other direction to Messina. McBrayer trying to get back. Messina shot. Big save. Rebound. And it was also kept out by Grant Adams.
Great stuff by Grant Adams there. Saving it once and then saving up on the rebound too.
Ryan Ginger from El Paso in the North American Junior Hockey League. Stolen, nearly stolen at center ice there by Mason LaBelle. But they're right back in on a 2-on-1 in front and shooting for that upper corner, but just went wide. And the puck will be tracked down by McBrayer at center ice.
Yeah, and you can see Halliday out there. Definitely one of the bigger bodies on there, him and LaBelle.
somebody's going to get the idea watching this game. It might be fun to have a league where it's like this all the time. There's a great pass by Laine, right in, and they score. Jack Roslovic buries that after that tremendous seeing eye pass from Laine.
Good stick work by Jack to take that pass, too.
Perfectly timed here, hit him right cutting at the blue line.
Yep, nice quick right on the tape. And Jack, good stick work. Second goal in a row for Roslovic, ties it up.
Those two early goals by Highbank. I think 6-1-4 has controlled the action since then. And here's a steal, almost breaking in O'Flynn.
Good defense by
cut
Roslovic.
Off and out to center ice it goes. Over the blue line, this is Perrault with it. And that shot hit the side of the net to go right back out in front. And what a move as that puck ended up in the back of the net. A goal there, beautifully executed by Mason LaBelle.
Great stick work, you can see right in there. Takes it, a couple dekes.
He thought he was going to try to go it hit the defenseman's skate and bounded in, hit Zach Tyson, but nevertheless, it was a good move.
Well, and that's about cleaning up the rebounds, getting that garbage in there, and hope you can get a lucky bounce, something falls in. Great work from LaBelle.
Makes it 3-2 for Highbank. They bounce right back after they gave up those two consecutive goals. Now they're in attacking again. And a stick check there, and now it's a counterattack up the ice.
And I like a little bit.
Patrick Laine, and he got sent tumbling. Even when there's no checking, you're going to have some incidental contact every once in a while.
Yep, Tyson taking a fall there, but pops right back up. And I was going to mention Tyson played some good defense on that previous possession.
Denier with a centering pass for O'Flynn. Couldn't get the shot away, and back they come up the ice. Here's a one-on-one. Laine tried to cut to the inside, but he was played well by Denier. And it's out to center ice with a neat pass for Carson Meyer. Rambling it over the blue line. Screenshot attempt. That was blocked to the corner. And out they come to center ice. And it's won by Sherwood. Sherwood's pass just missed Meyer. And Denier pursuing it. Goalie way out of the net. He had to move it in a hurry. Denier still in there. Check. He's got a man in front. Tried to shovel it to him. Meyer. Denier with a shot. Roofs it in. Meyer couldn't get the shot, but it went right back to Denier, and he counted on it.
And good work by Sean Corrali to delay that goal a little bit. Got his skate on it and kicked it away. But clean out by.
This is what I was talking about. The college player, the D3 college player out playing with two NHLers, almost made that pass in front, but I don't think an NHLer could have done that shot much better. It knocked the water bottle off.
Gonna say top left corner coming right across. Smooth work there from Adeniyi.
So it is now 4-2. So they get the two quick goals to restore their two-goal lead after 6-1 had come back to tie it. Up high, great puck movement. It's still waiting for a better chance to shoot. As it's just knocked away, and back they come on the break in the other direction. Sherwood with a pass right in, and Meyer is just stopped by Grant Adams. He's made some big saves on breakaways. Here's a breakaway in the other direction. Deaking trying to slide it 5-hole, and they score. And that makes it 4-3 as Corrali hits his fans from Columbus cheering. And he acknowledged them, too, after the goal. Great pass out again.
Yeah, good heads-up breakaway by Sean Corrali there. 1-2 move right in the 5-hole.
The goalie's thinking, how did that get in? And it is 4-3. Gave him an inch, and that's what he took. Right in goes Meyer with a shot. That one was deflected wide. Back of the net. Good move. I don't think coaches would like that in the NHL, making a move like that right in front of your own net. But in this game, you can do it. Across, 2-on-1 goal. Sherwood fires a pass across and buried by Meyer.
I was just going to mention Meyer had 5 last week and not 1 yet. And boom, there we go. Great one-timer. Carson Meyer just finishes it with a strong shot.
Saw the pass that set him up off the boards. All three guys getting involved in the play. And that makes it 5-3. So Highbank, they got off to a good start. Then 6-1-4 started controlling the action, and then it took that to get Highbank on their game again. Now a shot, Corrali, and that shot was corralled this time by Trey Miller. He said, beat me last time, but not this time.
Great glove save there by Trey Miller. Watched it in the whole way. Snatched it out of there. Yeah, back and forth and back and forth. That's the way this goes.
Well, the fans expecting nothing less, and they're getting it. The pass out now for Noah Holt. Knocked away. Noah Holt, another North American Hockey League player. Oh, that was dangerous as it slid out in front, but Holt was there to carry it from danger. Now Richards with a pass over for Holt. Holt moving in, and a centering pass. Richards could not redirect it in, but they'll still have control as it is taken by Holt again. And a quick shot and another goal. Braden Clark this time, the marksman.
The Youngstown man, Braden Clark, knocking it in. Yeah, just a little lackadaisical on the defensive side there. Just a good swap, finds position. Beats
there.
Adams.
Adams, that's the slight drawback of the butterfly style is sometimes you give him that 5-hole. And it's 6-3. High Bank has really turned it on, but here's a long breakaway pass and a chance for Halliday. And that one just goes wide. Back they come in a quick counterattack. Halliday got it, and he fed it off to Roslovic. Faked the big shot, then deked. And the save was made by Miller. Everybody was waiting to see if when he moved that pad, the puck was under there, and it was.
Great patience by Trey Miller there. Didn't go for the fake from Roslovic. Holds his ground. Excellent work on the replay cam there as Roslovic tries to just shove it by his gate.
And Ryan Ginger was there to keep him from cutting all the way across. So again, defense, you're still allowed to play it. No allergy to defensive play. And there's a good move, putting the puck between his skates, but not all the way through. And they're off to the races. As that puck is grabbed off by Messina, he moves in, and he hits the upper corner for a goal. And meanwhile, the 6-1-4 players trying to get back. Halliday went crashing into the boards, and fortunately he's all right.
Dalton Messina, you mentioned hitting the water bottle again, wide open. Top shelf, what a shot by Dalton Messina.
You see there, he just lost an edge there in the corner. That's what I said, anything can happen.
Exactly. And yeah, that big thud, you could hear it around the arena.
You didn't have to be hit for that to occur. Oh, they're build up speed beautifully there as Messina's in again. Pass across, backhand shot and a big save that time by Grant Adams on Mason LaBelle. Brawl to Messina.
And LaBelle had another good look, couldn't get this one by him. Highbanks, 3 goals in a row. 6-1-4's got to turn it around.
Long pass, and it was 2-2 after it was 2-0 for Highbanks. Since then, they've really dominated. Up high it goes for Perrault with a shot right on. And the save, and it hit him right in the middle like a bullseye, and he's been target practice here of late as Grant Adams.
Highbank's been really good hitting those corners, painting the edges.
That time he shot it right at the goalkeeper, and I guess that's fortunate for Adams, although it was still tough to control, which he was able to do. Back to the point. Denier pulls it in, couldn't get the shot, but recovered by Ethan Perrault. Back of the goal. Denier forechecking. Comes from a great program at Adrian College, the Bulldogs, the NCAA Division III national champions. A powerhouse for many years at that level. And they work it. Jeff Brown, a great NHL defenseman, was a mentor. The coach for Adrian right out in front. And some good passing work.
Well, and you can see his skills have translated. I mean, he can keep up with these pros as good as anyone, especially, coming from D3.
Out to center ice, and they check it back down, and it is skated down. And they turn it back up.
A little lull in the pace at the moment.
Here's Laine. Yeah, even these guys need a breather. They've been going up and down nonstop for so long. Here's O'Flynn over the blue line. Drops it back of the net. Laine. It's a tip pass out, but couldn't find his man. And now it's right back in. What a move by Sherwood. Shot and a save as he was really dangling there as he accelerated over that blue line. But back comes 6-1-4 now. Drop pass off. Good. They couldn't get a shot away. It's a 2-on-1 in the other direction. A good pass And breaking in all alone goes Meyer, and his backhand shot over the top. Good pursuit there by Corrali, kept him from getting a really good shot.
Sherwood created that play, getting a good steal in the neutral zone.
Now here comes Sherwood again. He tried to put it between the skates, but he got stopped there. Recovered it, however. Meyer's all alone. With time, he made a move, and the save by Adams. And if it wasn't for Adams in these last few minutes, it could be 10-3 by now.
Yeah, he's really held his own. 6-1-4 hasn't had a good chance pushing the penalty. And here's the replay there. As you can see, Sherwood getting that steal.
That pass by Sherwood that you were talking about sent him in alone. Now Sherwood again drops it off. He cuts behind. They're cycling all over the offensive zone, not just in the corners in this game. Out to center ice. Meyer intercepts. Sherwood alone. No defense back. Shot, save, and Meyer couldn't get the rebound. And a good job defensively there, denying him that rebound shot. And now they come back the other way, and a save made by Miller, just in case that he forgot that there was a game going on. Corrali in front, and a save again.
Corrali looks determined here to get some shots on goal, maybe try and change the pace.
There comes Richards over the line. He's being defended by Ryan Ginger. Richards still has it. Still sledding with the puck. Dropped it off. And they just cycle up high now near the blue line. You wouldn't want to do that in an NHL game. You'd give up a breakaway, and you might hear, but it's very enjoyable to watch the coordination between the players. Here's Meyer trying to cut in front, checked away, and back they come. The pass out on the right. They're not gonna, that could be too many men, actually. We might get a jailbreak penalty shot, but they let it go. Right in alone, shot in just wide of the net. Because the man off the bench was controlling the puck before the other guy got to the bench.
Absolutely.
Out in front and just rolled off the stick of Corrali. Corrali's really been the man who's doing the most here for 6-1-4 of late.
Yeah, he brought some energy when he came off the bench there earlier.
Pass across by Ginger. McBrayer, deep slot, can't get a shot away. Ginger from an impossible angle, and the save was made. And Corrali heading off to the bench after a very active shift.
And you can see it there. He hands on knees, he's tired. Here's a good look at that last save. You can see Ryan Ginger taking a shot in. Good save by Miller.
I would say the team that's going to win this championship in this league is going to be the team that plays the best defense. It's probably going to be the difference. Dropped off, and they did a good job there preventing him from, again, getting in front for a clear shot. Now, they almost had one, but it rolled off of the stick there before the shot could be taken. And now wheeling with it, controlling it. Tyson with a good pass in front, and just running out of room there is McBrayer, and he threw it up high and ended up being a breakout pass the other way. Pulling it off, the shot, and just fired wide. Coming late on the play, Braden Clark, as he took that pass from Halliday. And now it's in the corner, or from, I should say, Messina, the other Buckeye. Yep. And he passed it across. Another big one-time shot that was fired this time by Noah Holt, but Grant Adams got over quickly and made the save.
Yeah, Grant Adams doing some work, helping out his teammates. Here's another good look at the save. Messina to Clark, just over the top.
Didn't really get everything on that shot. They've got it 3/4, and it fluttered over the crossbar. And it turning the net and breaking out with a quick pass for Halliday. Halliday driving in with a shot and a kick save there by Trey Miller. He's looked pretty good when he's been tested. There's a pass across LaBelle. LaBelle moving in. A pass had to be taken on the backhand by Clark, so he never could get a shot. He was checked. It almost looks like the 6-1-4 team has picked up their defensive play a little bit. It's down 4 goals. They got to turn this thing around. Good a pivot right out in front on the backhand, shot, and ran out of room there. And back it comes out again.
Yeah, Tyson just off the mark down there. 6-1-4 needs one as we're getting close to the end of the first half.
Brault dropped it off. These guys are competitive. Even if it's summer league, they don't want to lose, and they certainly don't want to lose 7-3. So you see the 6-1-4 team picking up the tempo a little bit. And the determination when they don't have the puck. Across it goes. Good control by Adenye. Sets it up for Perrault. Dancing with it at the blue line. Gave it back to Adenye. Couldn't get a good shot as he was being leaned on. Some more defensive effort. Good cross-rink pass, and just tripping over probably a rut on the ice or something kept Halliday from breaking. Good passing back. Now opening up the middle. This is Messina, and a good stick check there by goalkeeper Grant Adams. They turn it back up the ice, and now it is controlled by Roslovic. Roslovic around to Denye.
Good opportunity for 6-1-4 here.
Put good brakes on there, tried to center it, but Denye stayed on him, and he got the puck back. Threw it across. Probably the big difference has been the way that the High Bank team has been able to use their transition play, and there it is again. Sherwood in goal.
And as you said it, they use that transition game to create more space between them. Sherwood with an excellent goal there on the fast break.
And they've probably been converting more of their transitions than 6-1-4. But here, Sherwood, who's been outstanding in this game, pots another one.
Yeah, Halliday tripping out there when 6-1-4 had a rush was a missed opportunity.
Breaking in alone right off the draw, but he couldn't get a shot away. And good play by Grant Adams as he denied Carson Meyer. Now Laine is in over the line. Drop pass back to Roslovic. Pass across, Laine. Up high. Laine still controlling. Look at that pass. He spreads it right through. Tried the wraparound, but it was stopped. And Meyer.
Carson Meyer got his stick in there.
Sherwood in over the line. He just started accelerating, but lost the puck. We're in the final 30 seconds. Here's a breakaway for Roslovic. Roslovic moving in, put the brakes on, waiting for help. Laine across, and he shot it wide. Then he managed to just put it in the back door. Similar to the goal we saw earlier, I think it went off the goalie and bounded in.
Great patience by Jack Roslovic. That'll be his third. Last week they threw some hats. I don't know if he's calling for him
I
yet.
heard one of the fans say hat trick there.
Yep.
As yet, no hats deluging the ice. Of course, they got a netting up here.
Yep, Nyquist called for that last week after he netted his hat trick. We had a couple thrown into the net.
Hey, 15 seconds left. That's still plenty of time for about 3 more goals. And they got one right in on goal, but saved by Trey Miller. Out to center ice, in over the line. O'Flynn with a centering pass for Meyer. He couldn't get the shot away. Sherwood in the corner in front. Shot. What a save there. Maybe the best of the period by Grant Adams as he extended that right pad fully and denied a late goal. So 8-4 the score at halftime, and what a show by both teams. But 6-1-4, after they showed a little life, getting back in when they were down 2-0, High Bank really kind of took over after that.
Yeah, and I was just thinking this kind of what happened to 6-1-4 last week. They had it tight and competitive early on through that first half, and Battery slowly pulled away towards the close of that first half and then blew it open. So we'll see if 6-1-4 can get in the locker room and get some Gatorade or something. I know these guys are breathing and sucking wind a little bit, but hey, you've seen the pace. It is back and forth and back and forth. It's like they're just running sprints out there.
Yeah, it beats doing line drills, but I'll tell you what, playing this kind of hockey for that length of time, that's a workout, because you see them, the forwards are going on offense, then they're having to come back and go on defense, and everybody's kind of like rovers out there with the open ice with a 3-on-3, and it's definitely a great workout, no question about it.
And we will be back right with you folks here on the Yamo Sports Network, live from the Chiller North. Welcome back, hockey fans. Once again, Ryan Dietrich and Greg Frankie here on Yamo Sports, live from the Chiller North. And you can see it right there. Get your hockey gear at 614hockey.com. Embrace the Columbus hockey lifestyle with 614 Hockey. Stylish, affordable gear for the fifth line to rec leagues. We're all about Central Ohio hockey. Join our watch parties, team collaborations, and give back to the sport you love. Visit us at 614hockey.com. 614 Hockey, your local hub for everything hockey. And as I mentioned earlier, obviously they're one of the sponsors of the 614 Hockey team, but they are the company that's doing all the apparel, t-shirts, sweaters, hats, everything like that. So if you need some Cap City Summer Elite League swag, check out 614hockey.com. And if not, just come up to the Chiller North. They got a table out in the lobby. You can buy different shirts. I think they've got one with each of the captains on it for each team and those logos. I see lots of kids and families rocking those shirts. So very cool styles that 614 Hockey has done for us here.
Yeah, if they want to look at the type of stylish uniforms, just look at what the 614 team is wearing out here in this game.
You bet, and that's the beauty of it. If we own an apparel company, we're going to make ourselves stand out. We're going to shine from the rest. And speaking of 614 Hockey, they are down 4-8 right now at halftime. High Banks Distillery putting it to them, and here's a few highlights recapping the first half for you. That looked like a Sherwood shot.
Yeah, he had scored before he was practically on the ice for about a minute in his first shift. And they got a lot of these type of goals on the transition, and Sherwood scoring on that one again. And I think that was the main thing, too. They were converting on a lot of their opportunities when they did get those transitions.
Yeah, Sherwood had 2 goals here in the first half. There's a lot of single goals. Jack Roslovic had the hat trick, as we know. As we catch one there, there's Jack's. That's going to be his first goal of the game.
Note how hard O'Flynn was back-checking on that play, but the execution was so good that it just happened too fast. That was one that Adams would have liked to have back, but he made a lot of saves that kept this game from being even a bigger score than it is.
And that was a late one there from Clark, and that one from Messina, just the dart in the top left corner. The Buckeye getting in on the action. A nice little line change break there. That looks like Sherwood again, making it look pretty easy. And they're on the far side.
For a lot of that, Adams didn't have much of a rest, but for that moment he had it. That shot just went wide, and that one, you know what? I thought that went in off the goalie. It didn't. He tucked that thing in himself. That was just to carry him off the backboards, and sometimes in a game like this, things happen so fast that you just can't react, and you can't count on you're always going to have the defenseman walling off the forward there. So that was a great play. I thought that was more or less an accidental goal, but it wasn't.
Yep. And he had good shots of Trey Miller and Grant Adams there while he was leaning, but both goalies doing excellent work. As we've mentioned, 8-4. Lots of shots. We don't have our athletic performance insight shot chart up at the moment. Hopefully we can get that figured out for the second half.
Well, both goalies deserve Purple Hearts for their efforts, that's for sure, because it was nonstop barrage that they were both facing.
And you mentioned Purple Heart, that's, wounded in battle is how they're taking it. Lots of shots, but it's got to be fun. I mean, it's lightning fast for them. There's not a lot of rest, and we talked about the offense, the fluidity of, kind of just circling around. This is what these summer leagues are great for, these guys to build that chemistry with each other. How each other reads the play, how to find and create space. So it's just a good work and a good change for these guys doing the 3-on-3 on both sides.
And these types of things are helpful for the forwards too, even though they might be cycling and they might be crisscrossing in areas of the ice, or they wouldn't do it in an NHL game, but they will do it in other areas of the ice, safe areas of the ice during the game, and it helps to keep them sharp to utilize those different kind of tactics that maybe they don't get as much of an opportunity to do when they play in the conventional way, because then you're really thinking so much about avoiding a mistake. Whereas here, that's not as much of a factor, so you can work on things, you can do some things, and you're playing, a lot of them are playing with the teammates. You might notice the NHL players a lot of times are on the ice together, and they're just learning some things about each other's style of play that they can put to good use during the actual season.
Yep, and some of this fast pace, kind of the fast breaks, the odd man rushes. That's great experience too. It's just All right, there we go. That's what I like to see, the athletic performance insight shot chart from API. And as you can tell, a lot of the work getting done in the crease. High Banks Distillery, you mentioned it, creating space and sort of working together that rotation gives them some opportunities from a little bit further out.
That's a shot a minute, and that's running clock. So that just goes to show. I mean, it's like facing a shooting machine if you're the goalkeepers. And high-quality shots, too. Tough saves the goalies have to make. They probably face more breakaways than they face all season so far.
And the other team sponsored today, High Banks Distillery, where Ohio roots meets impeccable taste. Drawing inspiration from our capital's birthplace, we choose every ingredient with the same uncompromising standards. Taste the difference at highbankdistillery.com. High Banks Distillery, distilled history in a sip.
Sherwood sent it across at a 2-on-1, and a great save by Adams to get this second half going. And now right back in the other direction and unable to get that shot at the last moment. Laine pulled it back neatly, but the defenseman didn't go for it.
And as you'll notice, fans watching, they didn't switch sides.
Sherwood with a shot. That one is gunned wide. And I think he thought that he had it in his sights there. Was a little bit surprised that it didn't go in. Into the corner now. Trying to come up with that puck they do, and they get right back into their cycling action. This is Sherwood trying to center it to Meyer. It's broken up and fed out. And here's Corrali dashing down the ice. Corrali against Justin Richards. So a lot of these NHLers on the ice together. This is what the fans really came to see. Dropped into the corner. Behind the back pass, and a shot by Corrali was blocked.
Great pass there behind the back. Smooth.
Richards in the corner, and some tough forechecking there. That's probably the most aggressive forechecking we've seen all game. Put back out in front. This is McBrayer. Back of the net, looking for someone to pass it to. They working around the boards. Laine, somehow he escaped Sherwood. Now he's got room for a shot, and he fires it in. Boy, did he ever let that one go.
Great wrister there from Patrick Laine, and I think that was the longest possession we've seen this game in one zone.
Yeah, they really had them pinned, and even saw some good forechecking at one moment, but then they got it and they just kept control. But first of all, a great move here. Put the puck between the skates, and then this shot was just a wicked snapshot.
Man, not a lot of space there between the glove and the post. He got it done.
8-5, big shot. That one bombed wide by Messina and all the way down the ice.
And in 5 seconds from the face-off, you already get one big shot back down the other way, and here we come again.
In the first half, goals by 6-1-4 seem to light a fire under High Bank. We'll see if that's the case again, but here comes 6-1-4 back on the attack. The drop pass back, but not quite enough on the drop pass, and it's just allowed Messina to break up the play. Now it is number 19, Noah Holt, working it out to center ice. And a nifty move there, hurtling right past the defenders was O'Flynn. Back out to the point. Holt comes up with it, but he lost it for just that second, and that results in a breakaway. Down ice, breaks on, and shovel it in. A beautiful move there for a goal, and this game is starting to tighten up again. That was Stavrov, making it 8-6 now.
Hayden Stavrov with his second goal of the game. Nice little drag and deke off the back.
There's a rule on that. If it's up, you go to the back end. If it's up, it's in, because the goalie's going to make his move, and put that one right under the bar. All of a sudden, we got a close hockey game here.
And a reminder, I kept waiting for the money puck there in the first half.
Oh, yeah, when they turn that light on, then the goals can be worth 2. So if this was the last 2 minutes of the game, 1 goal would be enough to tie it up. So don't forget that. Here is Braden Clark.
Nice
dropping it on the boards. Goes down, calling for a penalty. We got to see at least one of those jailbreak penalty shots today.
The one they're exciting, and two, they got to stop a little bit of this contact.
And now right out in front, and that one was just checked away. Boy, contact, that's something that generally is not associated with summer hockey.
No, that was a good stick by Clark to break up that shot attempt.
You can see the intensity level picking up, as you said. These 6-1-4 guys, they don't want to get blown out. And they've come out and taken control so far here, but they stopped that 2-on-1 right in the opening seconds of the half, and that could have made it a 5-goal game. Here they come again. This is Halliday. Halliday being checked by Peralt, trying to wrap around it. Puck is loose. Save kicked out there by Trey Miller. But they have it again. This is Halliday once more. He got checked on the play by Braden Clark.
Good poke check by Clark again. That's 2 in a row.
Now Halliday, a shot from the left circle. Nobody there in front, and gloved by Miller, and he says, I'm going to hold on to this thing. Now, of course, that'll give him a little bit of a break.
Yeah, there we go, an actual break. We'll take a look. And one good thing about actually playing some defense is if you cause that turnover, odds are you're on a breakaway. So everything there's a lot of reward for playing a little bit.
There's the pass, it's in too deep, and he put it right out in front of a goal. What a great one-time finish there. With the feed from the corner.
Patrick Laine.
That makes it 8-7. Laine took the shot off this pass. It looked like he was too deep, and he sent it right back out in front, and he buried it.
3 in a row for 6-1-4 to open up the second half. 8-7.
That was Roslovic who made that backward diagonal pass to Laine. It had just been a pass. It looked like Roslovic was in too deep to get a shot, and a second later he put it on Laine's stick for the goal. So now it's a 1-goal game. And now they're going to try to tie it up right here with a feathery backhand pass. Laine joining the rush, back to him. Then they give it back to Roslovic. He can't tap it in. Got it back again, but intercepted. And skating out with it, Sherwood put the brakes on. Pass across for Meyer. Meyer pursues it into the corner. Turning up ice. Laine over the line. Corrali couldn't get a shot, cut in front, and got it back. Oh, in alone, and another goal. This by Roslovic. So Roslovic set up Laine a moment ago. Now Laine returns the favor, and it's all tied up, and they didn't even need the 2-point goal.
Man, that's some good hockey right there. Laine with a beautiful dump. Roslovic just finishes it off. Those two know each other well, and you can see it on display right there. Give them a little bit of room, and they're going to make goals happen.
Here comes Meyer flying in over the blue line with a pass. And right there in front, but they took it off the goal line, denying Justin Richards. And looks like Highbank is saying, hey, we better pick it up here. As they nearly went back in front. Now Stavrov has it. Made a move at the blue line. Over the blue line himself now. Cuts to the middle. Trying to get a shot. He does. And a save made by Miller.
Yep.
As Stavrov a good rush up the ice.
Yeah, Stavrov, I like that he rocks his home colors of the salmon arm. The purple pants and the purple helmet still.
I've never seen a salmon with an arm actually, but here's a look at that. As they almost tucked it in, that would have put him back in front, Richards, but he was denied there by Grant Adams. There's another big save. Grant Adams, remember all those saves that he made in the first half when the score could have really opened up. Now it's a tight game. Now barreling out comes LaBelle. Mason LaBelle, trailed in by Noah Holt. Back of the goal, he was checked on the play. We played 8 minutes, and Highbank has yet to add to their goal total. They led 8-4 at the break.
They haven't taken too many shots either. The defensive effort from 6-1-4 has been excellent.
Now it is laid up to the blue line. Lost, though. That's going to give them a breakaway. And Messina moving in alone. A backhand shot, goal. Well, we saw that going the other way, too. A puck was just slightly mishandled at blue line. It led to a breakaway and a goal. So now Highbank got that one back.
Dalton Messina, the Ohio State Buckeye, with his second goal of the afternoon.
He had a big game last week, and he's playing well again here today. So it's 9-8, and he's going right after that puck again. But this time he walled off, and fast rush up the ice by John Larkin. John Larkin from Ohio State. Then he lost his edge and tumbled into the corner. It's taken over by Noah Holt. Got a pass back. Off the boards by O'Flynn. Couldn't get it to Messina at center ice. And back for it goes Tyson. Got Zach Tyson, number 13, and Jared Tyson, number 50 for 6-1-4. Loss and almost got a shot. But right back they come. Here's Halliday racing in. Halliday with a great move in front. Backhand shot, and he was stopped by Trey Miller. In front again. They got to keep picking up those late, man. They're just swirling around, and as soon as you stop one, there's another guy right out in front. You can't forget about him. Back of the net. Centered, intercepted. Halliday came up with it again. He found open man Larkin. It's Ohio State fellow Buckeye out there. Larkin across. His pass was out over the blue line, and they'll have to regroup. They slip it through. Tyson trying to break in. Zach Tyson, pro player from France in the French league. Here is Clark. Shot and save. And the puck's up in the air, but knocked away by Grant Adams. They're going up and down here.
I thought Clark was going to pass that to Denier. Ends up taking the shot instead, keeping Adams on his toes.
Drop pass to the wrong man, and just offside. That was close.
And finally,
couldn't keep it in.
Little break in the action. You mentioned swirling. It was a good look at coming up ice. Highbanks on the breakaway. And Clark was that a no-look shot? I thought he was eyeing his man the whole way, ends up just letting it go. Great stone by Grant Adams.
Sometimes his back checkers are just gassed. It's hard to keep coming back on a play like that. Out to center ice. Getting in over the blue line. Laine with a drop pass, but back out over the blue to Roslovic. Roslovic looked like he was going to go back to center, then darted in. But he was checked on the play by Ethan Peralt.
Yeah, good work by Peralt there to slow up Roslovic.
And he lost it. Here they come in with a chance to tie the game. Drop pass back. Laine shot save by Trey Miller.
Great save by Miller.
He dished it off, but it was intercepted. It was a rather dangerous play. Laine comes right back in, and he gloved it right out of the air beautifully. He had the top corner labeled there.
I thought Miller covered up that first one. He dumped it back out, and it ended up coming right back at him. Great work by Trey Miller from Highbanks there to slow the rush. And as you get, just poked away from Roslovic there. Clark doing the good stick work.
Saw there, if you make that move at the blue line and they sweep it away, they're back in the other direction.
Yep.
Laine, shot, went wide out in front, cleared, and now barreling out with the puck goes Braden Clark. Laine comes back, though, and almost took him off. Clark recovered it, centered it, intercepted, though, and now it's Roslovic back. He put it across. Laine scores, and he wasn't going to get to that one. That time it was up high stick side. And we're tied up again. Patrick Laine playing his first week in the league, and he's had the fans on their feet time and again with these one-time shots.
That is Patrick Laine's third of this half, in just about 12 minutes. Knocks in 3 of them. So he gets it going quick here, gives his team a boost. And
Clark was kind of caught in the middle. There wasn't much he could do. Meyer breaks in. His shot, and it snapped it right on. Almost got through the 5-hole, but Adams covered it. We're tied at 9 here now. And all the momentum is with 6-1-4. It was trailing 8-4 at the half. And here they have it again. Ginger breaking away. Sherwood coming back hard, and he at least made it a tougher shot. Stopped it on the backhand, and back come Highbank on the attack. This is LaBelle. LaBelle with Sherwood, and checked away. And we're off to the races in the other direction now. In over the line goes Corrali. Corrali with a shot, goal! And 6-1-4 has taken the lead.
What a rocket by Sean Corrali to take the lead. My goodness.
10-9, they have outscored Highbank 6-1 in the second half. In the first shift of the second half, Highbank came in on a 2-on-1. It looked like a continuation of what we saw in the first half, but since then it's been a total transformation.
Corrali's second goal of the afternoon here. He
Sherwood
gives his team a 1-goal lead.
Nashville, he's got to be a predator now as they're trailing by a goal. His shot goes wide, across now to Meyer. He shoots it, but that was deflected by Corrali. You're not going to see the players sprawling in front of shots to block them. Have to do it with a stick in this game.
Nope. Tyson did a good job of that last round. Last possession coming down. Jared Tyson from Birmingham State.
Look at the goal that put 6-1-4 in front. Corrali, this time he was using his teammate on the left is a decoy, and a big shot and a goal by Sherwood as he let it go right off the draw and just lashed it in.
I was going to say, since Sherwood got in here, he's been the one bringing the, and here he is. You can see him wide open. What a rocket by Kiefer Sherwood.
He didn't waste any time on that.
And that would be a hat trick for Mr. Sherwood as well as he ties it up.
So it is now another breakaway for Meyer. Meyer coming in shot, and that was blocked. Oh, that was a red light, so they gave him 2 goals on that.
Got the money puck on.
So now it's 11-10 is the score.
Excellent eye there.
And there's the red lights blinking now here again. Here comes High Bank to the attack, a centering pass. Out at the blue line. Here's a chance to go on the attack, a pass to Corrali. He's in, shot, and a save there by Miller with his left pad.
Yep, good save by Miller, and he knew it right as soon as he covered up. He tried to let it go because
so the money puck goal makes it 11-10 for High Bank. And I'd say that's risk reward, because if you give up the goal to the other team, now you're down 3, and you've given up your opportunity for the money puck. But they came through with it to reclaim the lead. Now here's a breakaway. Here's O'Flynn with a shot, and that one is just deflected wide. Of course, there's a money puck opportunity still for 6-1-4. And that's like pulling the goalie at the end of the game. You wait for it. Here's a good move by Roslovic. A deke, a shot, and a save by Miller as he went from his right to his left. Pass out up on the right wing. Here is Holt. Holt now moving in. Money puck still on. It goes for 2 minutes, and a goal by O'Flynn.
O'Flynn, who was just stoned on the previous breakaway, gets another opportunity at a 2-pointer here. Jamison O'Flynn's first goal of the afternoon.
So just when it looked like 6-1-4 had taken over the game completely, a couple of money puck goals. And it's got a 3-goal cushion again. Here's Holt breaking in.
The light is off on the money puck.
It's really actually more appropriate to say a 3-point lead, because if they turn the money puck on, they can score twice and be back in front. 6-1-4 could. Laine saw it was offside, so he had to back out. 8 minutes to play. Snap to center, down the ice. Halliday back for it. He'll leave it.
That's very good timing there by High Banks Distillery.
Larkin
hitting that money puck.
Lost it for a moment, but Halliday got it, and he tears away. Halliday in over the line, circling with it, looking for a man in front. Nobody was there, though, so he just had to go cross rink, and it was picked off. Halliday put it between the skates neatly. Comes up with it, still has it against 2 defenders. Threw it across for Tyson, couldn't get it. Now a quick pass out and a breakaway for Messina. Messina cutting across the middle, swung it in front, and they just couldn't quite finish that play. Clark was waiting for it, but it was just deflected away before it reached him.
It's a great read by Braden Clark to get in the right spot.
Here's Larkin. Great play defensively to keep it from getting to him. Deep slot again, a couple of drop passes. This is Tyson. Zach Tyson dropped it off. There's a shot. Oh, what a wicked snapshot. Finding the back of the net screen. And a great goal by Halliday.
Let's see, Halliday, that'll be his first of the afternoon. And he's showing some good stick work here on the replay.
You see how they crossed, and how the puck carrier Tyson served as a screen so that he could drop it off for Halliday. That gave him the room that he needed to make that shot.
I think he threw it right under the glove of Miller there.
There's McBrayer breaking in. 13-11 now, and a save is made. They still have that red light they can put on. So they can put the red light on, they can pull the goalie, I presume, and they could have both those things going for them. No, they still have that in reserve. 13-11 right out in front. And now sprinting out with it is Messina. Messina with a shot, a good glove save. It was going off the net, but you're not going to take chances on that.
Yeah, great save there by Grant Adams. The glove save snatches it right out of the air. And a good look, boom, Messina right into it. Just under 6 minutes remaining, down 2. We'll see what 6-1-4 decides.
Better decide it's time to get a goal here, but they can't really afford to give up too many more. They don't want to be down 3 goals, or they would be beyond, of course, the reach of a 2-point goal.
Well, and they've dominated the early in the second half.
How many scrums back of the net have we seen all game long? I think this is the first one.
And maybe they are getting a little bit tired as this goes on.
And it's getting tight, and they want to win the hockey game. Here's Sherwood. Sherwood, great control. Circling with the puck, breaks on. Now he beat his man to the front, knocked over. LaBelle trying to hold it in. He can't get to it, but Peralt does. Shot blocked in front, swinging it out. Could be a breakaway here. Defense gets back, but a good move out in front. Couldn't quite get that shot away, and back they come. This is LaBelle, number 29. Tried to cut back inside, but he was stopped. And out comes 6-1-4 with a long pass. Here's Laine again. The shot, and that one is just whipped wide. Roslovic, his shot. This is the big line, of course.
Yep.
You don't really need to say that. Okay, the light is on. The money puck is in effect, and the shot goes wide. And now here's Roslovic, but he gave it away. And back for it is Sherwood. Sherwood over the line. Dropped it off. A 2-point goal would tie it up. Off the boards, a 2-on-1 break. Corrali going for the net. Pass, and he just put it wide by an inch or two. After a pass in front, now if they come, it's a 3-on-1. Sherwood made that extra pass there, is broken up and tried to get to Richards. A breakaway now for Laine. Laine could tie the game. A shot saved by Trey Miller. Laine with it again. This time he scores. From the face-off dot after they stopped him on the breakaway. They just breathed a sigh of relief. Laine got it back and fired it in.
Right on cue. Patrick Laine, his 4th goal of the game, and this one's worth 2, folks.
We're tied at 13.
Good look on the breakaway. Great save by Miller there to hold his ground. Laine got another chance, though, and winds up and with precision.
Just rifled that one. 13-13. No more 2-point goals. There's a shot by Sherwood. It just went wide, maybe stopped.
Yeah, money puck light is still on, so 6-1-4.
Oh, that's right. They have
careful.
the full 2 minutes, so they could just still do it. Here's Halliday. Halliday out in front, and it's bouncing. They can't get a stick to it. Back of the goal. I was thinking the power play rule. You score, it's off. But no, not in this league.
Nope.
We
like
Meyer.
goals here.
Meyer over the blue line. He was checked on the play. Pulling the string there. O'Flynn back out in front to Meyer. He was foiled from getting a shot off by Tyson. 2.5 minutes to go. Meyer stick handling in the corner. Got it back out up high, but it ends up out at center ice. It couldn't be controlled there by Holt. Now back for Meyer. Gives it to Holt. Holt speeding in. Cut in front. Went to the backhand, but again, Tyson kept him from getting a shot away.
And the money puck light is off. Folks, back to regular play. 1 goal each.
Can't say the next goal might win it with all this time left. There might be room for 4 or 5 goals, but it's come right down to the crunch time now. And 2 minutes left. 6-1-4 starting up the ice. Halliday. Ohio State Buckeye. He got through a man. He's in deep. But they really got to watch the slot constantly because a lot of times it'll look like the player's steered off, but then they'll hit a man in front for a quick one. Here is Tyson. Zach Tyson for the breaks on back of the net. He gives it to Laine. Flying Finn. Right now he's ready to fly. He went down. A couple of times we've seen that happen. Ice is a little rough by now. Out in front, Laine trailing the play. He gets that puck. Tried to get the shot away, but he was stopped by Messina. And a long pass out, broken up though. Good play by Corrali. He hustles back in over the blue line. Put the brakes on in front to Laine. In front again, and what a save with a trailing pad by Trey Miller.
Excellent work by Trey Miller on the goalie, but man, 6-1-4, good chance there. Corrali made the play at mid-ice. You can see it right here getting a turnover. And then over to Laine for the shot, but can't take care of it. High Banks Distillery goalie
Oh,
Ray Miller doing work.
That was a great redirection off that pass, but the goalie just moved like a cobra. And now out to center ice, Richards. Richards turning back. 50 seconds left to go. Of course, they will play overtime if they're tied up.
And yeah, Highbanks was involved in an overtime last week.
Here's Laine breaking in with Roslovic, but he got checked on the play.
Carson Meyer.
Stopping him in his tracks there, right out in front. That was Meyer making that good defensive effort on Laine. Now Meyer. Richards has it. It's a 2-on-1 with Meyer. Richards across through the skates of Meyer, but he comes up with it with 23 seconds left. Checked off of Meyer's stick out to center ice. Got it to a turning Sherwood in over the blue line. Check back to Richards. Richards with the brakes on, trying to force it out in front. Can't do it. 7 seconds left. Meyer put the brakes on. Up high it goes to Sherwood. The shot and a save with a 1/10 of a second left to force overtime. What a clutch save by Grant Adams. Oh, my.
What a glove.
And they were just waiting for that last second shot, and it looked like they might have it. But look at this quick glove.
And great works from Highbanks Distillery there to keep the puck in the zone for the final 60 seconds. Create some opportunities. 6-1-4's defense held up strong. Larkin there, and a couple of the Buckeyes. McBrayer. Good work on the defensive end to save it and send it into OT.
So they'll play a 5-minute overtime. If it's still tied at the end of the, so it's not sudden death or golden goal, but if it's tied at the end of the 5 minutes, then what would it be without a shootout?
And it should be sudden death unless they just announced that.
Oh, it is sudden death.
Yeah.
Okay, pardon me. I said if it's tied at the end of the 5 minutes, but that's if nobody scores a goal. So,
which I find hard to believe.
I find very hard to believe. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's like it's not going to go 5 minutes without a goal. So I thought they'd play the 5 minutes. But here we go. Sherwood in, trying to end it in 5 seconds. Couldn't quite get the shot. Back out for Messina. Messina across the shot. Sherwood, he ended it in 15 seconds.
Kiefer Sherwood making a big debut here.
Wow.
The Cap City Summer League.
He scored 15 seconds into his first shift, and now he scores 15 seconds into overtime to win it 14-13. Oh, what a hockey game. So take a look here at the highlights of this game. There was his goal.
That's the winner.
That put it in at the top of the face-off circle. Let's take a look at from the various angles. That was very similar to his opening goal, though.
Yep.
That's his spot.
And good pass by Messina, and a good kind of screen there from Carson Meyer as well, maybe blocking the view of Grant Adams as Sherwood let that one rip. That was Sherwood's 4th goal of the game and his 5th point because he had the 2-pointer.
It looked like it might have been deflected a bit off the defender's stick, too, that made it change directions. And kind of looking at the goalie, he thought he got over there, but it just evaded him, probably because of that slight deflection. As you take another look at it, watch here where there might have been some contact with the puck. I think it hit the defender's stick.
Man, a tough one for Adams to find, especially with some traffic in there. Like I said, Meyer was doing a good job of causing a screen, and that's how you do it, 3-on-3, sudden death. What a goal there by Kiefer Sherwood.
There's a debate, with the goalie, rather you try to block the puck, especially with your stick, or if you just don't do that, give me a clear look at it. And there's an example of why, because I think that is what, it just changed direction enough so it got by. There's goalkeeper Trey Miller. Boy, did he make some big saves to preserve it for his team as well, especially when 6-1-4 was rampaging there at the end, looking like they might just pull this out. And this game also, you really have to say it was really affected by the money puck because 6-1-4 had just gone into the lead, and then they called for the money puck and got the goal, and that kind of turned the momentum around again.
Yeah, I was just looking at that second half. 6-1-4 scores the first 4. Highbank scores 1. 6-1-4 scores the next 2. They're outscoring them 6-1. And then the excellent timing there by Highbanks Distillery hit the money puck. and they score the next two and take a 2 lead. And as you can see, a good shot there. That is the local stars signing autographs, flags, hats, T-shirts, whatever for the kids, the family. You know, we can't thank those guys enough for taking the little bit of time they do have, you know, to handshake with the fans, interact with them, and that's really what this is all about. I mean,
absolutely, just it's a great idea from a PR standpoint, on top of from a hockey standpoint. And it was a huge crowd. Not only were all the seats filled, but you had fans all the way around, standing up on the glass, and just about as many people as you can get in to watch a hockey game they had here.
Yep, kids, dads, parents, and that's if you do hear a little background noise during the broadcast, we've got kids doing a little stomping around and climbing, and you never know what's going to happen, but that makes it fun, exciting for us. It's just a totally different feel here. So, and I was just going to say, High Banks Distillery last week they take the loss in overtime, 12-13, but this week changed things around. Goes into overtime again, but they finally get the win. So High Banks is going to be 1-1 on the season. 1 overtime loss, 1 overtime win here today.
Both teams get a point because it went into overtime.
Yeah.
So you do get that point for the overtime loss, so it's not a total loss.
Yep, 6-1-4, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss, so they remain 0-2. They'll have just 1 point in the standings here. This is week 2 again of the Cap City Summer Elite League. And I'd like to remind you folks, the next game will probably start, let's see, it's 1:25. I think it's scheduled for 1:40. There'll probably be 15 minutes, scrape the ice, 5 minutes warm up. The next game will be broadcast on a different stream. So either stay at capcityelite.com is where you can find these, or the Yamo Media Columbus YouTube page. But once we get out of here, we're going to start a new stream. So that next game with Blade Tech and the Battery Hockey Academy slated to start at 1:40. You'll have to click rejoin and find the new stream for that. So, yeah, but big thanks to all our fans out there. And for that, that's the end of Game 1 here from the Chiller North. For Greg Frankie, I'm Ryan Dietrich, Yamo Sports Network. We will be back here in about 10-15 minutes, folks. Thank you for joining in.